So who's going to grab a crucial head start as they try and pull clear from trouble at the bottom of the Barclays Women's Super League table? You wouldn't expect either of these to go down. It's a bit of a gap, but not a huge one. It would need Crystal Palace to start winning some games in all probability. Right now, Leicester 6 above them, 5 to play. Tottenham a further 2 points above Leicester. Lisa Kopp in the guest goal. The captain, in the absence of Bethany England, Molly Bartrip out in front of her here, who, like Sophie Howard in the centre of the Leicester defence, has played every single minute. And there is Sophie Howard of this WSL campaign. That takes some doing by the end of March. Impressive from both. At some point, something's going to kickstart Tottenham's running. They'll be hoping it's today, obviously. Ella Morris just getting a little run of starts in her debut Tottenham season, and indeed her debut WSL season, having come from Southampton last summer. Suominen in the base of that midfield as ever. It was tight, but Naz got the pass off nicely for Spence. Mamiki just getting the bounce of the ball there via Drew Spence, and it's forward by CJ Bott, who is indeed playing it right back. Kane and O'Brien on the chase there. Chaussonot on the other flank, the near side as we look, the other attacking player for Leicester. Fairly similar shapes here, with 3 behind the 1. Kane, Mamiki and Chaussonot behind Shannon O'Brien for Leicester. Holt, Spence and Naz behind Martha Thomas, it looks like. Here's Maite Oros, very experienced player that Tottenham brought in the summer from Real Madrid. Chunky 50-50, and O'Brien did well. No foul, says the referee, who is Grace Lowe, incidentally. Nilden into Naz. It's a great take from Naz. Being chased all the way by Bott, who rather got sucked into that challenge. It was really well done by the England international. First shot of the game's a dipper up into that sunshine. That's a pretty good effort. I think Janina Leipzig was a little bit worried here for a while, and understandably so. Olivia Holt. That was close. One goal since arriving in the winter window, and it was a big one. 95th minute winner in the January win over Crystal Palace for Tottenham, and that goal from her makes her the only player apart from Bethany England to score a league goal this calendar year for Tottenham. We are in the final weekend of March. That is how much the goals have dried up. Incredible statistic, really. But what an important goal it was. Be in far more trouble without it. Safety first from Sophie Howard. It was her own goal that settled the reverse fixture as early as this, actually. Exactly 4 minutes in. Giving Tottenham the 1-0 win. How they would take that here. That's good from Ella Morris. And that's worth the shot. It's a brilliant shot and a super save as well from Leipzig. Well, two really bright moments for Spurs here. A team that have not been scoring goals at all lately, but they've very nearly scored twice. Cracking effort from Ella Morris. And what a save down low from Janina Leipzig. Body's tumbling. Questions being asked, but on we go. Holt. Nilden. Now on this near flank, Naz. Naz down the line for Morris. He's trying to give Thibaut a problem. Out by Al. Squeeze is the cry. Squeeze they do. Tottenham have played that out very neatly indeed. But Janice came up, hugely experienced player, putting the squeeze on Drew Spence. Now Thibaut. Now, there's the tangle. That's what Tottenham were talking about. Sam Tierney's challenge. Just have another look here. Well, the hands went round the waist for a little while. Here is Tierney. I don't think Chaussonot knew that challenge was coming. Probably needed eyes in the back of her head or a good shout from a colleague. But there's that Leicester squeeze again. You can hear the players demanding it. Smita Ale. Looking for the big switch to Chaussonot. Naz in the way of the Howard clearance, and we know Jess Naz has the pace. She's got Thomas in front of her. Ella Morris bombing up again, and came up in with an important challenge. Tends to play as a defensively minded midfielder. Certainly just a central midfielder. Janice came on the Belgian. Years being perhaps more a sub than starter for a Lyon side that won everything, so great experience to have in this Foxes team. She is actually their top league scorer this term, as Drew Spence gets the shot away. She says it got a touch. Referee Grace Lowe concurs. Spurs have a corner, and they've started brightly. I don't think you'd know from the way they've begun this match that they're a team that have lost 6 games in a row, 5 of them in the league and 4 without scoring. Certainly doesn't feel like that, not on the evidence of this opening 9 minutes. Really bright. Dogged work from Shanna Chaussonot. Now Naz to send it towards the far post. Sumanen down. Too much on it anyway. There's a little bit of grappling in there. Molly Bartrip gets there first. Lisa Copp perhaps sensing a chance to hit it over the press there, and it's worked. Howard coming up tight with the challenge. Foul on Martha Thomas. And like Jess Naz, Martha Thomas, a fine player in this division who's desperate for a goal. Hasn't scored yet this season, Martha Thomas. In fact, she's not scored a WSL goal, would you believe, since December of the year before last. Huge goal it was too, the 1-0 winner against Arsenal, but no league goal since. Extraordinary. She had such a brilliant start to that campaign, with Bethany England out injured, as she is again now. Unthinkable that Martha Thomas could have a season without scoring, but she has in this division. Now, more concerned with the defensive side of things, because Leicester City have a free kick. Yuka Momiki is going to deliver, and look at that cluster in the D. Nodded down by Brighton. It was a good jump, that, or Thibault rather, and then it's back to Momiki, who only has one option. CJ Bott. No space through the middle. What about out wide? That's a great ball from Thibault. Chaussonot. Awkward cross, and a really difficult finish. Hannah Kane's done well to get any kind of shot on that. That was behind her. Something for the home fans to get excited about. Very difficult, and with Ella Morris right on top of her, you know, even if she'd managed to get that on target, probably would have cannoned straight into the Tottenham right back. Well won by Sam Tierney. O'Brien's little flick. Ale stepping up into midfield, and now in a hurry to get back. Well, Momiki down. Home fans asking the question, but in fairness, none of the players really were. Well, now Momiki is just testing the water with referee Grace Lowe. Maite Oros coming in, and to be fair, she did her best to actually not make any contact. There may well have been a little. CJ Bott. Bartrip in the way. Sumanen clears the cross. Leicester keeping the pressure on high here. Everyone inside that Tottenham half. Thibault. Just too much. Both teams looking adventurous here. No question the positive impact he had in his first season. Top half finish. First semi-final for the club in the FA Cup, followed by obviously a first final. Not that that quite went to plan, but even so, definite progress. But, as many coaches at many levels find, it's been a tougher second season. Reebing to Spence dropping in. Morris gets back very well, having given it away. That was excellent recovery from Ella Morris. Double teamed by Chaussonot, Nail, and here is the latter. Tierney. Howard into Tierney again. Lovely ball. Janice came on with the cut back, looking for Momiki. Unlucky, but that was sharp stuff again from Leicester. Been a good 15 minutes this, it really has. Had to be given for handball, really. Would have been a very tough shot. Great idea on the cutback. Important defending being done by Josephine Riebrink there. Strong running from Holt. Foul by Ale. Relatively new Dane amongst the ranks at Tottenham, Olivia Holt. Deep delivery. Howard's header out to Naz. Naz again. Came on doubling up with CJ Bott. Corner. Horos to deliver. Now the 6-yard box is crowded. Right in there. Well met by Ale. What a cracking turn. Tierney trying to spread it wide to Shannon O'Brien, scrapping away in there. Just a little word from Josephine Riebrink off the back of that. Keep an eye on those two, centre back and centre forward. Nicely done by Bartrip to find Nilden. Oh, look at the weight of pass on that. Huge moment here. Oh, what a save. A brilliant one at either end now. And Martha Thomas has been waiting and waiting so long. I reckon she's a few inches onside here. Cracking save from Leipzig. Make that 2 in the bank for her already. And when it's not going your way, well, it's not going your way because that's off the inside of the leg. She had enough time to think about it too. Martha Thomas, is this my moment finally? More than a year without a WSL goal. Corner is deep. Tottenham looking threatening, but Leicester certainly themselves have had their moments. Couple of fine stops from a fine goalkeeper in Leipzig, who's this term, thankfully for her, not had any injury issues. Started all but 2 of the league matches. Out for a long time last term with a shoulder injury that meant that Lisa Kopp, of course, here on the ball got some regular game time instead. It's really well won by Bott. Mamiki looking for the run of Bryant. Fast pace, 20 minutes gone already. Well, I don't think you would know in a million years that this Tottenham side have been shot shy and goal shy lately. Still says nil next to their name though right now. And the returning Mamiki with a chance to deliver some quality into that Spurs box hit. Looks like keeper's ball, and is. That debut for a new club against their old club immediately, Leicester, in January. A clean sheet and a win. One without a clean sheet the next game at Crystal Palace too, but lost all 5 league matches since. Spurs. You feel like they look more than good value for a goal here so far. Thomas, having had the best of the chances, working back there. That's a risky blind pass, that, and Chosanot's picked it off. Good tackle. And Spence with a good pass for Naz. Ella Morris, been a real theme of this opening quarter. Ella Morris bombing up the right for Spurs. Julie Thibault on the cover. Well, Sumanen's had a couple of tangles already in that penalty area. It is she to whom Grace Lowe was speaking there. Let's keep an eye on that little melee in front of Janina Leipzig. Worth a hit. Very difficult from there on the bouncing ball, Maite Oroz, Spanish international. Would have done well to weave that through the crowd and on target. Even though she wears the number 10. Not necessarily that forward-thinking a midfielder, if you know what I mean. More box-to-box and at times deep-lying, as she was with Real Madrid, from whom Tottenham signed up. And there she is there. Great bit of technique to control that too. Bit of space here for Riebrink. Morris making that run again, taking Chosanot with her. Bartrip into Holt. Maybe they're trying to draw Leicester out here. Naz making a run. Spence finding her. Leicester with discipline, tracking the runners pretty well now. That just went out of play. Indeed it did. Bartrip firmly but safely back to Lisa Kopp. Nice feet again from Holt. Winter arrival from Rosengård. They brought Riebrink in from Häcken then as well. Here she is. Different footballing calendar. Scandinavian women's football generally. Suominen getting back. Finnish international colleague Olga Artinen back on the Tottenham bench today, having not previously been around. Holt away from Cayman. Now Amanda Nilden coming up from left back to support Naz over there. Naz taking on Bot and beating it. Really good from Jess Naz, and a really good recovery too. And all of a sudden there's a counter on, and that will be a yellow card surely for Ella Morris. It's a blatant pullback. Chaussonot looked off and running, and Ella Morris maybe a little fortunate there. Now Chaussonot trying to weave her way cross country, but Spurs have dealt with that too. Good hold up play from Thomas. Slightly heavy touch though there from Amanda Nilden, and then Leicester, it just sped up again, didn't it there, the tempo, and a few mistakes coming as a result of it. Challenge again from Bot. Riebrink. Scored an own goal last time out, Josephine Riebrink. An early opener it was in that loss to West Ham, 2-0 it finished. Holt here, followed by Sam Tierney, whose final touch it was. Spurs have another corner. These are racking up. Let's keep an eye on that little mob in front of you, Nina Leitzig again. Kaneman trying to keep Riebrink away from her keeper. It's in at the near post, and they'll do it all again. Still all going on the goal line. Meanwhile, the ball's in play again. Sophie Howard has launched it out. Leicester will try and squeeze up. Holt. Naz with her pace can sometimes linger deeper on set pieces. You saw a bit of it a moment ago when she took on Bot. A little unlucky there, Drew Spence nearly turned it into the path of Thomas. half an hour played, and a bright and breezy half an hour. Tottenham absolutely bossing the ball and the best of the chances. Maybe another one here for Naz. If she can work the space, she can. It's a very tight angle. But the pace of Jess Naz will be a threat. Slightly surprising she didn't start last time out, but Robert Villahelm speaking before the match today, saying her running power and her abilities one-on-one, I want her in, I want her back in today doing what she does best. You've seen it a couple of times now. More to make goals than to score them, because, well, like so many Tottenham players, they have been in very short supply. In fact, Jess Naz scored on the opening day against Crystal Palace, has played in every league match, starting more than she hasn't. That remains her only league goal of this season. One in the cup at Charlton as well, but the opening day back in September. Here's Mamiki. She's got a couple this term. There's Shosnot, who got one last weekend. Trying a long-range 1-2 with Yuka Mamiki, cut out by Sumanen. Calmly done by Julie Thibault, experienced French defender. And again, Thibault stepping in. Brown on the chase, and Tottenham calm enough to play around it. A few misplaced passes so far, none of them overly costly. And clearly, still 0-0. Tottenham have had 9 blanks this season. That is a league high. You would not expect that, even with the brilliant Bethany England out injured. Any team would miss her. Tottenham certainly do. Sophie Howard stepping up again, and she's continued her run here, Howard, and she's kept on running. What a wonderfully weighted return ball. An unlikely source of attack. Sophie Howard from centre-back wins the corner. That was brilliant. Reverse pass from Hannah Kane was superb. Came on getting tight and then some on Olivia Holt, who's looked like very comfortable number 10 in there for Tottenham so far. Well, with England out injured, one or two others missing at the moment, certainly won't want to be without Olivia Holt. And just while Olivia Holt has a bit of treatment, a chance to remind you that if you want to keep up to date with all of the latest news in the world of women's football, make sure that you sign up to the official newsletter, either by clicking the link on the pinned comments or through the official Barclays Women's Super League website. Plenty of intent, plenty of bright ideas, lots of willing running and plenty of corners. Leicester have one here, Mamiki's going to take it. So Howard goes to make her move from the penalty spot, finds a few in the way. Drew Spence and Ale in there. Naz with a partial clearance is coming back, and it will count that as a shot on target. It's a very gentle one. Hannah Kane. Eyes on the ball. Impressively so there, with 3 players converging on it. Howard stepping forward again. Not quite to such great effect this time. Thibaut. Now looking for Shannon O'Brien. Finding Lisa Kopp instead. Ross. The willing runners are tracking their runners on both sides here. It's just slowed down the flow of opportunity. If you're just coming in, we've seen some really good saves, predominantly Jadina Leitzig, a couple of superb stops. There's a lot of talk about the pass-heavy, as they call it, the pass-heavy tactics of Robert Villahelm. You're seeing it again in evidence there. He's determined to stick with it. And when they do it as crisply as they were doing it there, round the back, you can see why. It's obviously a talking point at any level of football from any coach. Now, Martha Thomas is down for Tottenham here. And play goes on, and Leicester on the attack with Kane. Ella Morris must have got a piece of the ball there. If she did, that's a brilliantly timed tackle. I think she did. Now, Naz trying to get away from CJ Bott again. And the card is coming out for the New Zealand defender here. That is the second time that Naz has shown her a clean pair of heels, and actually the first time Bott did really well to catch up with her again. She had a little nibble there, and then made sure there. And I don't think she can have many complaints with that, even though there might have been a minor complaint at the beginning of it. Realistically, that had to be a caution, and is. The one thing about them knocking it around a lot, Tottenham, might just limit how often they get it through to her, but that would clearly be an obvious source of potential joy, I think, here today. If they can get it to Naz before she has a lot of traffic around her and get her running. Free kick short to Suominen. Nice shimmy. More good defending from Bott, who's actually done a lot of that. Yes, she has just been carded, but defended really well. It was Martha Thomas she's blocking out there. Yet another Tottenham corner with 5 minutes to play in this first half. It is their 8th corner. That is going some. Funnily enough, their threats have come from open play. What about this? Naz in with the cross. Little touch. Think back in by Nilden, headed back out by Howard. Chaussonot. Tottenham will come again. Who dares stay forward? Nice exchange. This is Holt again. Spence. Nilden. Footed from Ale. And a long ranger that Leipzig would have had covered even if it had been on target. Evelina Sumanen with it. Couple of goals this season for him, Evelina Sumanen, but not since very, very early on, October. Scored a goal at Chelsea and scored the opening goal from the spot at Aston Villa, did Evelina Sumanen. It was game 2. Tottenham conceded in the 78th and 88th and then equalised in the 96th. That was a heck of a game. Bethany England, need I say more, scoring their goal of salvation there. And as Kane goes down, I think she's asking about a caution there. Not supposed to do that. That's confidently done by Maite Ross. Here's Spence. Molly Bartrip in the nick of time. Well, Tottenham have had 2 clean sheets this season. The opening day win over the newly promoted as they were, Crystal Palace, and the other in January against Leicester. Lisa Kopp's debut. That is all. They only kept 3 last season, the difference being then they generally would score enough for that not to matter quite so much, but 2 clean sheets this season. Leicester's defence actually isn't so much their issue. Conceded 26 times. It's not great, but it's actually better than most of the clubs around them. It's actually better than 1 or 2 clubs in the top half of the table. Just don't score enough. Chaussonot, who did score last weekend, and they got 3. 3-0 up they were against Brighton before a couple of Brighton goals towards the end. Made things a little nervy. Thomas just shifted things around and Naz has gone in field. There's the layoff to Olivia Holt. Nicely done. It was well worked. Bit of a shame about the control, but Thomas keeps the attack alive here. Out by Bott. Naz with the header. Bit of pinball and maybe a shot at the end of it. There's a deflection on that. And that's one of the more comfortable saves for Janina Leipzig today. Bott. Nice. Bott just trying to chip it over the top for the run of O'Brien, who's been waiting, Shannon O'Brien, for somewhere to go at. Hasn't had that yet. 2 added minutes and we're into the first of them here. Ale, the former Tottenham Hotspur defender. Tough take that for O'Brien. Thibaut again, confidently done. Yuka Mamiki, tight angle. Followed all the way by Molly Bartrip, the Tottenham skipper. Important intervention, that. It was just about to be very promising indeed. Spence nearly nicked in. Naz is looking for her now. Morris took her off the ball. Noticeable that first 15 minutes or so. Maybe it was planned or maybe it just happened that way for Villaham's team, but Ella Morris was a permanent running source up the right flank. She's been a little more reserved in the second half of this first half. Heading backwards again there in the final few seconds of this first period. Nilden to Naz, and that is your 2 minutes. Well, pretty evenly matched, you would have thought, at kick-off. Leicester with some momentum, his side with the wrong kind of momentum, and evenly matched here, albeit largely down to her, Janina Leitzig, in the Leicester goal, denying first Olivia Holt and then Martha Thomas there one-on-one, who so nearly had her first league goal of the season. Tight next to each other in the table, and nothing to separate them right here. Two clubs who rarely get clean sheets have both got one as it stands. Half-time at the King Power Stadium. Leicester City 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Let's see if this second 45 can bring a goal. The odd thing about Tottenham's season in terms of goal scoring is they actually had a very lively start with plenty going in at both ends. They scored 10 times in their first 5 matches, but won only 1 of them. Extraordinary sequence. It's like they've tightened up at both ends since. Rebrink forward, cut out by Mamiki, and you could hear the scream of "Hey" from Robert Villahelm for the challenge on Rebrink. Belatedly given. What a heavy bang she landed with there. Suominen, strong charge past Ale, and then taken out pretty crudely by Julie Thibaut. Boom. No doubt about that one. Taking it pretty well. I think we'll call that uncompromising from the experienced French defender. Amanda Nilden and her left boot. Let's see what it's got. Oh, it's good, right into the mix. And so is the punch from Leitzig. It's a tough pass to take there, Bartrip. Firing it into Rebrink, who was rather out of position there. Not really wanting to receive a pass in that kind of position. Naz had some sprightly moments in that first half. That's a nice first time pass with good weight on it. Nilden here feeding it down the line further for Drew Spence. Naz. Mamiki gives it back to Maite. Another good looking run from Morris here. Crashes the shot into Julie Thibault. Here comes another Tottenham corner. So far they've defended these well. Amandine Mikel's team. Nilden with another chance from the dead ball here. Ross back in. Ale back out. And Molly Bartrip looking for far post heads and finds one of them. There's Thomas. Rebrink. Thibault with another big block. That was goal bound. Now, what about the Leicester counter? Mamiki here. Chaussonot. It's not going to outpace Naz, trying to pass round her instead. Thibault coming up. Good challenge on the cover from the busy Sumanen. Such a good midfield worker. The Finn. Tierney. Hannah Kane. A little off target, that one. Thomas's foul, though, meant that that didn't matter. Mamiki's going to come and take this free kick for Leicester. Spence didn't get rid. O'Brien, what did that hit? Awkward bounce. Could have popped anywhere. Gratefully grabbed by Lisa Kopp. Cheap turnover. And see if Leicester can punish it. Never beaten Spurs. This is the 8th WSL meeting. It's a bizarrely one-sided head-to-head. 6 Tottenham wins and a draw. Last season, this fixture, 1-1 it was. Plus the small matter of the FA Cup semi-final. Well, much like 1 or 2 in the first half, that's ambitious range from Janice Kamer. Scored against Tottenham last season, did Kamer. 3 WSL goals this season. And the fact that that is their top league tally tells you much. Sumanen's just got away with one there. This could have gone rather horribly wrong. Nilden. Nicely done. Maite Ross. Likewise. Drew Spence. There's promise here. Thomas in front of her. Naz to her left. Tottenham flying forward here. Can someone pull the trigger? Well, they can, but it's well over the top from Drew Spence. A lot of that counter-attack was really good. Genuine options left, right and centre here. Went for Naz. Gave it back. Drew Spence's drought. Is mirrored by the team in general at the moment. Good first time ball from Kama. Mamiki. Couple of options to her left, including Shanna Shosanot here. That's a confident run. Oh, it's a good effort too. Oohs and ahs around the King Power Stadium for a genuine threat there from a player who became Leicester's youngest WSL goal scorer, with one of the 3 they scored against Brighton last time out. It's the first sight of goal she's had this weekend, and it wasn't far away. See CJ Bott sticking to Jess Naz again there, super tight. That's really good from Thibault. Ricochet's worked out. Here's Kama, and Kane outside her. Hannah Kane now for Leicester. She's worked the room. Oh, it's a great stop. It could be an own goal. It's in. The game that needed a goal has got one, and it's Leicester City who got it. It won't count as Hannah Kane's, much as she'd love it. The retreating Maite Oroz seemed to get the final touch, but Leicester won't care. Here at the KP, which is where they get their points, they're on track for all 3. And Tottenham's losing streak may be about to go on here. This match settled by an own goal last time they met via Sophie Howard. Doesn't really matter who got the final touch here, as they all closed in. It's unlucky on Lisa Kopp, isn't it? Certainly, because the initial save is excellent. Looks like it's off Rebrinken in. Yeah, that's the final touch. I'm afraid there'll be no dodging that bullet. Wrong place, wrong time. His side have had the better chances, but it's not his side that lead. And whereas before, maybe an away point with a clean sheet or something would be a little something for them to grab onto, now they have to score, or it's yet another defeat in this long string of them. There is Rebrink. Unbelievable it would happen to her 2 weeks in a row. It was the opening goal last time out in their defeat at West Ham. Went against Josephine Rebrink, the Swede. Naz away from Kamon. Now she's worked some room. And having got there, that's quite a good chance. It certainly wasn't when she picked the ball up. She's done very well with the opening parts here. It's too central, the shot, It's not really worked. Janina Leipzig. And there you have it in a nutshell. Really what's been happening to Spurs. Lots of good things, and just Naz too, you know. Good approach play, just not being able to find the finish. I'll say it again, her only WSL goal this season, the opening day against Crystal Palace, more than 6 months ago. And she's played in every league match. But it is more recent than Martha Thomas, who we've also seen denied today. It's basically been Bethany England or no one. Can't be overly reliant on one, and they are certainly. Hannah Kane trying to get the cross in here. Maite Ross, who was also closing in with Rebrink there, trying to defend that parried shot. It's a really good save from Kopp. Sometimes it's just not your day. Power in the strike from Kane. Nothing wrong with the save. Could have gone anywhere. And at those quarters, and do bear in mind these are being slowed down, there's nothing you can do if you're Rebrink there. It's just hit her, just upon her before she can know anything of it. But that is, well, back-to-back own goals and opening goals in games too. It was the first in the 2-0 defeat to the Hammers last time Tottenham were in action. After the upcoming break, they're home to Aston Villa and away to Liverpool. Leicester, well, they would love to, obviously, love to hang on to the win here, but not least because what they got coming up, tough. Arsenal away and Manchester City here. So 3 points in the bag here. They'd be 9 above Crystal Palace. Hugely important they hang on. It wouldn't mathematically, obviously, guarantee them anything, but realistically, it pretty much does. Half an hour, and Tottenham have to score. When you have been shut out as often as they are, it must be harder to really have the belief that you can and will. Kane on the run again. Molly Bartrip. Excuse me, Amanda Nilden neatly back in time. It's a nice take from Olivia Holt. We've seen far less of her this second half. Now Maite Ross coming forward. And Naz taking on Bott again. That's been a great scrap. It's a good cutback too. Drew Spence equalises. Tottenham Hotspur score a goal. It's 1-1. Instant equaliser. Great work from Naz. Huge relief for Robert Villahamn. It's a really well worked goal. Held up excellently by Olivia Holt. A Ross into Naz, who's been having a really good battle with CJ Bott, but she'll back herself here. The cutback is good. The first time finish is perfect. And after all of those blanks, well, now they believe all right, Tottenham Hotspur. That's what the ball in the net looks like. 1-1. Leicester barely led for 5 minutes. Just imagine the relief if you're him. Well, it's anyone's now. Bot. Good cross from Mamiki, and then Kane! Took a touch on the way through. That was a cracking effort. It's off Ella Morris. I think that's in. Without that touch, I'm not sure how much she knew about it. Do not see that Lisa Kopp is getting to that. Well, this one's livened up all right. That's one heck of a hit from Hannah Kane, who's effectively assisted the own goal today. Hasn't scored in this league since 2 seasons ago. Maybe all of those sort of stats are out the window today, because the goals have started to flow at the KP in this second half for two sides who don't get enough of them. Bot again. It did go out. Treble change for Spurs here. Jess Naz against CJ Bott will happen no more. Holt, Maite Oros and Jess Naz. 3 of their front 6 off. So welcome back to Olga Artinen. Missing. Oros does not look overly comfortable. Rosella Ayan, it's a welcome back too. He's in Chicago for the first half of the season. Back from that mini spell. And Matilda Wimberg, the young Swede, is the other on, who scored the winner against Leicester just over a year ago now, middle of March last year. Thomas. Here's Spence, just got her first goal of the season. Maybe Martha Thomas can get one. Challenge from Sophie Howard. She didn't like the call, but it's a Spurs free kick. Got a scrape on the ball as well as the clattering with Spence. What's the plan here then? Left or right, either would be suited. Just looking at how that wall is, that might be a factor in the decision making, but this is certainly within range. It's Sumanan. Oh, brilliant effort. The follow-up surely must be in. Oh, what a scramble. Rosella Ayan was there and just lacked the conviction when it was needed. Brilliant free kick from Evelina Sumanen. Fingertip in there from Leipzig, who gratefully gobbles up the rebound when Rosella Ayan should have done likewise, having just come on the field. And still a quarter of this game to go. Now that Tottenham have remembered how to score, You feel like they're looking the most likely to get another hit. Ayan. What an introduction that would have been. Ayan doing the closing down there since coming back from Chicago, where she didn't play much. Had 5 minutes in the game against Manchester City. Well, all being well, she's going to get 25 minutes here. That would have been some re-initiation back into Spurs time, wouldn't it? Long ball for Chaussonot, couldn't quite bring it down for herself. This is Sumanen under pressure from Shannon O'Brien. Kopp. Thomas doing the chasing. And again, Thibaut. That's good from Spence. Read that, her against Kemal, two players who have done a lot of winning in previous footballing lives. Lyon and Chelsea. Well, this right now would say that the only winners are Aston Villa and Crystal Palace, who wouldn't mind this being a draw at all. Vinberg on target, but not overly threatening. Looks like Ash Neville is coming soon. Yes, the bib has come off. Well, Ella Morris has lost it. Mamiki, clever pass. Chaussonot on the spin, and an excellent recovery tackle. Morris did really well. The Rebrink with the foul brings Leicester a free kick. That's good from all concerned there. Chaussonot took it really smartly with the spin there, and Morris didn't let her go. Having been responsible for the ball being given away, that's really good. Well, Shannon O'Brien has chased everything up top today, but without having a chance in front of goal. She will play no further part here. Lynn Eriksdottir is going to replace her. There's now 4 appearances into her Leicester career. She's playing in Sweden in their different schedule in 2024, and straight in here for to be a far post target for this free kick. Smartly done. That's nice too from Drew Spence. Thomas. Nilden got the tackle in, and we are going to see Ash Neville from the looks of things. Be a straight swap, you would imagine, at left back. Amanda Nilden coming off. I think it actually got the touch off the keeper on the way back from the crossbar. Then there's Ayan first time, and then second. Janina Leitzig has done a lot to help Leicester today. And there's the full-back change. Ash Neville had started every game until she was unused off the bench last weekend. In different positions at times, and straight in with a brilliant tackle there. And there is Ash Neville all over. Wholehearted, always has been. Made her 150th appearance for Tottenham in that famous FA Cup semi-final win over Leicester last spring. Tierney's pass, easily cut out. Mamiki. Never room for the shot there into Rebrink. Ella Morris just under pressure, going for safety first and a big deep breath. Mamiki. Nicely done. And the newly arrived forward, Erik Stottir, wins a corner. In towards Thibault, and she did get her first contact there above anyone else. Recently scored her one and only Leicester goal so far in the February win over Aston Villa here. Julie Thibault just got a glancing blow on that head. Shossenut backing herself, and you can see why, but Morris has done well to stick with her. Oh, clever pass for Ale. Shoot, say the fans. CJ Bott thinking better of it, and Ash Neville stealing in. Job done. Ayan here. Great stand-up tackle from Thibault. Nothing wrong with any of that. Both sides asking the question. Just good decision from the referee, it looked like from here. People can go to ground without it being a foul by anyone, and both did there. "15 minutes or so to go. Leicester were in front, but it was only 6 minutes. Now, just a reminder that you can keep up to date with all of the latest news in the world of women's football, and to do that, all you need to do is sign up to the official newsletter, either by clicking on the link on the pinned comments or through the official Barclays Women's Super League website. Vinberg into Sumanen. Now Riebrink should be relieved about that equaliser, that's for sure. Good take from Ayan. Thomas will get there and we'll let it roll, because that'll be yet another Tottenham corner. They have passed double figures in that column and they find a winning goal. Deep delivery, Neville is there, Thomas is there. Slightly got in one another's way, actually. Spence. Never had to wait this long to open her account for a season. March the 30th indeed. Sumanen looking for something forward, but nothing offering itself. Turn could be made now, though. Rosella Ayan. Oh, what a good-looking cross that is for Martha Thomas. Just too high, but that is a great ball. Such a hard one to pull off. First time. Such little margin. No wonder it got a thumbs up from the Scot. Nine minutes of stoppage time to find a winner. Shot's not fouled. Young French forward came from Reims in the summer. She came through and indeed debuted under Amandine Miquel, who spent 5 seasons in charge of the French club, Reims. It's a clever pass forward by Kane. Edix beaten to it by Molly Bartrip, who might just have been on the end of something then when on the floor. Come back and have a look at that in a minute as Tottenham come forward with Spence again. Well, Neville and Ayan were both over. Pass didn't reach them. And there might have been something in that challenge with Edix and Bartrip, maybe not. Double change coming for Leicester here. Deanne Rose is going to replace Chaussonot. And Hannah Kane, who's had a big hand in the goal and very nearly scored one herself, pretty unlucky not to, is the other making way. Carla Torres, the Colombian, on loan from Santa Fe. There she is. So that's 4 sets of fresh legs in the forward departments. Much the same as Spurs have done, actually. Well, how daring will either of them dare to be in trying to win this game? There's got to be a part of them that thinks, well, we haven't been winning all that much, especially Tottenham, obviously. A point, no bad thing. And equally, with wins hard to come by for both of these clubs, with your glass half full, you think, well, let's go for it. This is a chance to get a win. Vinberg trying to do it here for Spurs. Howard got a toe in, Thibaut did the rest. Such a wholehearted defensive pair, those two. You can see why Leicester's defensive record is half decent, actually, for a team who are where they are. Spence. Howard in the way again. Bot with the clearance. Now Deanne Rose. Experienced player. Part of the big Canadian crew in the WSL. It's her cross here that is headed out by Sumanen. Tierney here trying to keep the Leicester attack alive. Not for long. Ash Neville. Good pass and well taken by Spence. Now Thomas will keep Thibaut honest here in the battle of the number 17s. The young home fans are hopeful. 5 minutes and stoppage time to go. Good scrap. Tottenham come out with the ball. Rebrink. Perfect way to pass. Mamiki. Thibaut under pressure from Vinberg. Great closing down from the Swede. Mamiki to Bot. Deanne Rose and Ash Neville. Been up against one another a fair few times over the years, those two. Ale. Carla Torres. Deep ball for Rose. Neville tracking her all the way. Deanne Rose might need a bit of help here. CJ Bott is coming. Had to go back, really. Sophie Howard. Came up. Ale. Vinberg onto it. Good feet from Carla Torres. Leicester have 3 minutes to get their lead back. It's a threaded ball that was meant for Deanne Rose. It's found its way to the Canadian anyway here. Della Morris is muscling her out of it in the end.
Substitution for Leicester City, coming off is number 29.
Sari Takarada came to Leicester with Mamiki from Linköping in Sweden. One replaced the other today in the starting lineup, and now Takarada replaces Mamiki here for the last little bit. Well, it was nearly the day, wasn't it, for Martha Thomas. She will be relieved that at least someone in a Tottenham shirt has scored. She's come off. Claire Hunt has come on. Summer signing from PSG. Straight into the action with some really good hold-up play. Here she is again, Hunt. 3 in the box. Ayan, Hunt, and Ayan again. Good pressure from Tottenham with 89 approaching. Vinberg with the ball in. Well, with the header out. Nervy times at both ends here. Well, Leicester are going to play on. I don't think Tottenham will put the ball out now. Oh, it's a decent effort, that. Ella Morris has had a good game. It's a pretty comfortable stop for Leipzig. It's a good strike, though, from that range. Home fans wanted a free kick for the challenge on Eriksdottir. We'll find out shortly how much added time we're going to have, how much time someone has to turn 1 point into 3. And that's all, 3 minutes. And Tottenham hopeful of crowning it here. Well, it's on target from Olga Artinen. Like one or two Tottenham players has not scored since the opening day win against Crystal Palace. I feel like I've said that a lot today, but it applies to several of them, 4 of them, strangely. Bot cut out. Here's Morris. Been a force for good in this match, Ella Morris, for sure. Suominen, nicely worked by Spurs this, and Morris is up. Ayan's in the middle, so is Spence. And for the umpteenth time today, the ball is in the gloves of Janina Leipzig, who's had a very, very good game. Action appearance from Ella Morris. I think she's had a few starts in this debut Spurs campaign. On this evidence, she'll get a fair few more. Neville and Co may have something to say about that. Rose up against Neville here, taking no chances. Regular, and they were a championship club, Tottenham Hotspur, still a regular now. Promoted in 2019 they were, 7th in their debut season. Fifth has been their best. Now, Spence, options left and right. This is Vinberg! Well, the game started with a good save from Janina Leipzig, and she's got something on that one too. There's been a whole host of Tottenham corners, and right at the end of stoppage time here they have another. Good hit from Vinberg. May well have been crashing onto the underside of the bar, and then who knows. Oh, that would have been cruel. Still might be for Leicester City. Final action of this match at the KP will be Tottenham's 12th corner as we hit 93 minutes. Oh, it's pushed onto the bar. Leipzig so nearly caught out right at the end. What an ending that would have been. If they're quick, they might be able to launch it in there one more time. Or is there time for Leicester to counter? Not now. Well, that's a really well contested game. Both sides will say they could have won it. His side certainly had more chances to, but they were behind, and given that and their recent run, once Riebrink's own goal had put Spurs behind again, I guess away from home, if you're Robert Villahelm, you take the point. Drew Spence with their all-important equaliser. It's the second goal they've scored against anyone anywhere in more than 2 months. They would have had more but for Janina Leipzig, who was busy from start to finish here, the Leicester keeper. It's a game that got better as it went along, that. She was the star performer. But these two clubs who kicked off today next to each other in the table will end today next to each other in the table. 4 to play for Leicester City and Tottenham Hotspur here at the King Power today. They have drawn. The final score: Leicester 1, Tottenham 1.